On the road!
They're over on Maui, obviously eating their way through the island.
Yes, it looks so good.
You'll get to see a lot more of them on the K5 hour, which is coming up on K5 by odd coincidence.
On K5, this is your source for breaking news in the morning. Hawaii News Now, Sunrise.
All right, guys, it's 8 o'clock, and can't help but feel a little left out this morning. What do you guys think?
I feel really hungry after seeing everything.
That's okay. So we're here on the traffic aisle, but you'll notice as you look at the opposite side of the screen that we have our crack team cracking up on Maui.
It looks so beautiful out there, guys.
It is so gorgeous. Lacey, Howard, Steve, we wish you all could be here.
No.
But in your absence, we promise to enjoy it on behalf of you all.
Thank you.
And that's why Guy is not here. He is enjoying at this moment.
He's enjoying it too much.
I was going to say, where'd he
back
go?
for this segment.
Yeah. We're not sure. We'll try to find out, and we'll try to get you that as we get more information here. Hey, last night, of course, was the first opening event for this Maui Film Festival, and Paul Rudd accepted the Nova Award here on the island of Maui last night.
Take a listen.
The very first job I ever got was a commercial for a beer, for Miller Lite beer, that didn't air, but it got me into the union. And then I did a couple of commercials. And then the first actual acting job I got was on the show, it was a show called Sisters with Swoosie Kurtz and Celia Ward, and Ashley Judd was on it, and I played her boyfriend. And this was my first real acting job. That wasn't a commercial. It was, I had lines. Yeah, that was it.
Rudd called Maui a magical place, said that he and his wife have been here in love with it since coming here about 20 years ago. But finally, they brought the kids for the first time. 14-year-old son, 9-year-old daughter. As a matter of fact, we did an interview with Paul Rudd, and you're going to be able to see that coming up this hour. Look who we found.
We found he was wandering around eating. He looked delirious, definitely overstuffed, clearly overheated. It is a gorgeous, glorious day on Maui, though.
It is, but it comes with a price.
Yes, yes.
You know, somebody's got to eat all that food.
Yes.
Can't let it go to waste.
Yes, yes.
And I'm melting up there.
Yeah,
I'm melting.
You were doing fabulous.
Yeah. And looking back into Ulupalakua, it's cloud-free. Haleakala is cloud-free.
Yeah.
So what does this mean exactly for our day in terms of the heat index and the amount of time that you may want to stay covered in sunscreen or under the shade?
Jump into the ocean, jump into the pool, or hole up where there's AC.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
Good plan.
It's going to be a hot one. So we are expecting those beautiful conditions across the state to continue. We're also expecting a fair bit of surf, right? We've got nice winds coming in. Those winds will help to cool us off. But still, statewide, it's going to be a warm day, especially for the leeward side. Maybe a few more clouds, a few more showers, slightly cooler temperatures for those windward areas. As far as the surf, it will be building for South Shores. We've got 2 pulses coming in, one today and a bigger one tonight and tomorrow. That's why high surf advisories will likely be posted about that time. And as far as for the next few days, well, we'll see more of those conditions continue, and it's not going to end anytime soon, although we could see a few more windward and Mauka showers for the Big Island and Maui sometime Friday night into Saturday. All in all, we're in for a nice stretch of Maui weather. Lacey, how's the traffic?
Well, not too good on the Kalihi stretch, Guy. We still got this accident on Likelike Highway, townbound near Gulick Avenue, right across from Kamehameha Shopping Center and prior to School Street. Now, no word yet on exactly which lane is blocked, but it is definitely slowing traffic right above Kamehameha 4 Road. That's where you're going to hit the brake lights. We do have tow trucks on scene along with HPD. So we're hoping it's going to clear soon. In the meantime, an alternate route would be Kalihi Street. Use that to avoid the accident and get back onto Likelike and proceed down to School Street. But if you did want to use Pali Highway or even the H3, summer break conditions helping us out. We're clear there as well. Our other hotspot right in town, Kalihi all the way out to Punahou. It's going to be stop and go on Moanalua Freeway and the viaduct approaching the Middle Street Verge. Let's send it back to Steve.
All right, thanks, guys. 8:04 right now. The driver accused of killing a longtime Hawaii Island firefighter has been indicted by a grand jury. 21-year-old Christopher Helmlinger allegedly crashed into 49-year-old David Main on Mamalahoa Highway last month. Authorities say Helmlinger was overtaking several vehicles in a no passing zone at the time of the crash. He currently is free after posting a $100,000 bail. A GoFundMe page has been set up for the firefighter's son and has raised more than $24,000 so far. A Schofield Barracks employee is charged with a bribery conspiracy. Federal investigators claim Range Officer Victor Garo leaked information over the last decade to help a Maine company get at least $12 million in defense contracts. In exchange, court documents say that he got gifts, including a Jeep Rubicon, guns, travel expenses, a diamond ring, and a Harley. Prosecutors say Garo worked at Schofield with Franklin Raby, who pleaded guilty to accepting bribes last month. Happening today, the state will conduct siren testing on Oahu. Sirens will sound between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. at the Waimanalo Town Center and Hanauma Bay. If you have any concerns or if you want to report siren malfunctions, call the Honolulu Department of Emergency Management at 723-8960. 8:05 right now. Actor Paul Rudd had this sympathetic message for our news director, Scott Humber, who is, of course, a huge Boston Bruins fan.
And the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup tonight, too. Sorry, Boston.
To take this picture.
We're just poking the beast. Sorry, Scott. All right, time to check back in with the crew over on Maui now. Here's Mileka Lincoln.
Aloha, good morning, Steve. 20th Annual Maui Film Festival. As you can imagine, the stars will be out and they want to look their finest. And there's really no better place to stop by to get your glow on than Willow Stream Spa right here at the Fairmont Kealani. And so joining me now with more on the treatments that you can expect is Noelle Luttrell. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I understand you're going to beautify me. I am so excited. Tell me about all the things.
Well, first of all, we wanted to touch on that we have done here is a wellness for cancer training. So we have a ton of our therapists that have gone through, our estheticians as well as therapists, so that we can just really have more of a plan for guests that are in treatment as well as survivors.
So in remission, going through their treatment, whether that's chemotherapy, radiation, you guys have gone through a program that allows you to match services to help to complement whatever their ailments are, but to also make sure that they walk away feeling as beautiful and as cared for as possible. Such an exceptional program. I am sure it is so well received.
It is, it is. And the therapists just feel like they have the tools to really help all our guests.
I love it. So for this particular guest, I understand we are going to do something fun. Tell me a little bit about your Nesco masks, because for those people who are not in the know, this is going to change their life radically. And these are eye patches, which I am a huge fan of. When do you recommend doing an eye patch like this on your own?
Anytime, right? So other eye here, yes. So we can do these out around the pool deck. We can do them inside.
This feels so cool and amazing.
Out in the evening.
Do I already look better on this side of my face, guys?
So this has our collagen in it, right? So we're just boosting, hydrating. We're out in this beautiful sun. We need to kind of restore. The gold is specifically helping with redness and inflammation.
Okay.
We have a few other styles here. These are all kind of targeting different concerns in the skin, right? So we're feeling like maybe we have dark circles. That gold, I mean, the diamond is great for it. We want to detoxify. We've got our black pearl. We've got all kinds of things for different skin concerns.
You know, a lot of people think that masks are only for special occasions. And we talked about the fact that with the Maui Film Festival in town, you know, everybody wants to be looking their absolute finest. I'm melting away in just such goodness. But the truth is that you can use a mask every day, all day for the rest of your life.
Every day,
yes.
all day. Guests are also coming from the mainland. Our skin gets jet lagged. This is a great way to bounce it back. You're going out for a beautiful dinner up at our co-restaurant. You want to look great. All different reasons, right?
Yes.
You had too much sun, like I said. All reasons to use it.
Yes.
And we've also
because this is really incredible as well. Before we run out of time here,
these are beautiful. These are this is from a company that's over on the Big Island. This is guava wood. We have at-risk kids that help craft these, and then over here we have our volcanic clay that we use on the feet, and we can really kind of target. So on the feet we can really pinpoint and do kind of that reflexology. Saves our hands, but it also feels great, and the guests get to take this home with them as well.
Perfect. We'll have so much more coming from the Fairmont Kealani throughout the morning, but for now we have to go to break. You are watching Sunrise on the Road, and we'll be right back. Billy, you can't have all of the things. Do I look better though? Do I look better? I do. I love it.
Aloha everybody from the Fairmont Kealani on the south shore of Maui in Wailea. It's gorgeous, but it's hot. Cloudless skies over us, and over in Lanai, they got some clouds building up over the interior of the island. If you're up top, up in Lanai City, those clouds are building up. You can see them, but if you're along the beach, man, good luck. Make sure you load up on the sunblock. Now take a look at the radar across the state, and you can see it is mostly dry out there, save for a couple of minor splashes that have moved in with the light trade wind flow. Now the trade winds are expected to get a little bit stronger today, running about 15 to 20 miles an hour. And those brisk and breezy trade winds, once they're here, are expected to linger through the weekend in through Monday. Now we are expecting an increase in showers probably Friday night into Saturday, mainly for the east sides of Maui and the Big Island and a handful of other windward spots. Leeward sides will remain mostly dry. And the next significant change is on Tuesday. That's when the winds start to back down again. So get ready for a nice long stretch of the best weather on the planet. No joke, it's for real. Lacey, back to you.
And Guy, we're still waiting for tow trucks to arrive on scene of this crash in Kalihi. It's blocking a townbound lane on Likelike Highway near Gulick Avenue. This is right next to Kamehameha Shopping Center and on the Mauka side of School Street. It's still stop and go through that area. So if you can, you may want to use Kalihi Street or use Pali Highway. H3 is only good heading into town. Now heading Kaneohe bound, we just heard reports of a stalled vehicle blocking one of the Kaneohe bound lanes prior to the Horonal Tunnel. You can see there the red on the flow map. It is stop and go through that area. So you'll want to stay with Likelike Highway only if you're heading out to the windward side. But again, townbound direction, hold off. Tow trucks still en route to clear this accident near Gulick Avenue. We'll let you know as soon as that clears up. We got no problems in town, but traffic is slowing through Kalihi, no longer reaching out to Punahou. So we're seeing some better movement. Even over on Moanalua Freeway and the airport viaduct, we're now clear. And from the west side, a quiet ride through the H1, H2 merge. Central Oahu is picked up, and out of Eva Beach, no slowdowns heading up Fort Weaver. Let's send things back over to Maui and Guy Hagi.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lacey. We're on the slope of Haleakala, and representing Haleakala, the National Park Service, is Jin Progsawan. Jin, thanks for coming.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, now there's a lot going on up in Haleakala that you wanted to talk about. Tell us about it.
Yes, lots of exciting things going on at Haleakala National Park. One of the most exciting things actually just started this week. We have our Imi Kalama internship program where we have 6 students, local students in Hawaii, coming out to intern at the National Park. And they're working with endangered wildlife management, visitor resource protection, interpretation. They're really getting a lot of great experiences at Haleakala.
And that's good. They can be people, and they can work for the Ranger Service after.
Yeah, some go on and work in conservation, and what's really inspiring about these students is their enthusiasm to learn more about the land. We all have this sense of kuleana, responsibility to care for this place, and a lot of these students are practicing malama ana, and caring for the land.
Right.
And they're so passionate and so
you guys
excited.
have been taking steps to take care of Haleakala, the park. Recently, you guys have limited the amount of people that can go up there. So what's the latest with that?
Only in the mornings for sunrise reservations.
Okay.
We have a really big impact on our national parks and on Haleakala. We receive over 1 million people a year.
Oh my gosh.
And we're really well known for those sunrises. And for a few years now, we've had the sunrise reservation system. You can go online, recreation.gov is the website, book your sunrise reservations. But if you don't get a ticket to go to the sunrise, we're open all day, so you can come anytime and cool off from the hotter weather down here.
Yeah, well, that's what's pretty cool. Even though the clouds start to build up in the afternoon, oftentimes you guys are above the cloud line, and that gives everybody a pretty unique vista too.
Yeah. So we have 2 districts. The Summit District, that's anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 feet in elevation. And if you're coming out to the park, remember, even though it's hot down here, you want to prepare to be up there because it's a lot cooler and the weather can change pretty rapidly within 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Cooler. We're talking sub-freezing temperatures sometimes in the wintertime, right?
Yes. And I was just up there earlier yesterday morning, and it was around 40 degrees, so it was cold.
Yeah, so that must be nice to come down here and thaw out. Now, we always got to tell visitors to go up there, but really be aware of what's going on because it's a very fragile environment.
Yes, absolutely. We ask that people stay on the trails. The biggest thing you can do in help protecting some of the endangered species that we have is just staying on those trails, picking up your litter, and just being aware of what's around you and looking at things from a distance rather than trying to get really up close.
Yeah, because one of the things that you can't see anywhere else in the world are those silver stars. Anyway, Jin, thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll see you. You're back when we come back on Sunrise on the Road. We're in Maui enjoying the best weather on the planet.
Welcome back. Maui police raided a cockfighting ring in Pu'unene over the weekend and arrested 2 men. They've been identified as 44-year-old Shannon Molena of Wailuku and 50-year-old Marino Oliveros of Kahului. They were charged with animal cruelty and possessing a gambling device. Happening today, Maui County officials will hold a community meeting for the emergency repair project on Kahikili Highway. The project is to repair a culvert head wall near the Maluhia Country Estates subdivision. Repairs will involve a complete closure of the highway during daytime work hours. Officials are still reviewing project plans and seeking public feedback, so no start date has been determined just yet. Today's meeting starts at 6 p.m. at Waihe'e Elementary School. Aloha Stadium is holding the first of 2 job fairs today. The stadium is looking to fill about 100 part-time positions for UH football games. Open positions include ushers, parking lot attendants, and groundskeepers. Today's job fair starts at 10 a.m. Another job fair is scheduled tomorrow at 2 p.m. For more information, visit hawaiinewsnow.com. It is 8:20, and it looks beautiful out there on Maui, but it does look just a smidge hot there, Guy.
You think, Steve? You think? I'm glistening. I'm glowing. It is really cloud-free out here, at least on the south side. I do see some clouds up atop the West Maui Mountains, and if you look over my shoulder, you can see a fair bit of boats congregating already around Molokini, and they have relatively clear skies over in Kaho'olawe. The weather right now, well, across the state, temperatures are warming up. It's going to be another scorcher. Here in South Maui, they're expected to get up to 90 degrees, although even right now in Lihue, it's still very warm already, and it's going to get even warmer as the day progresses, of course, especially for the leeward sides. Now, the thing that will help to cool us off, of course, to help deal with those high temperatures, low winds. The trade winds are expected to start picking up today, running all the way through Monday with brisk speeds, 15 to 20 miles an hour. Of course, that will bring in a few windward and Mauka showers. Also, those winds mean good surf conditions for the rising swell expected for south and southwest shores. It's not going to be all that big today, but by tonight, that swell will be in full swing at about 6 to 10 feet. The west shore is getting about 5 to 8. Again, that's tonight and tomorrow, not so much today. Even the north shores over the weekend are expected to get a nice little boost. So get ready for lots of sunshine and lots of surf. That's going to be the case pretty much across the state, although over in Kona, they won't get those cooling trades. It's going to be hot and sticky over on West Hawaii. Time to check on traffic. Is it sticky, Lacey?
Very much so, Guy. Let's take a look at this stalled truck we've got on the H3 freeway, Kaneohe bound in Halawa Valley. Prior to the Hirano Tunnel, it's off to the right side, but it's causing some major slowdowns through Halawa Valley. If you can, stay with Like, but only use Like to head out to the windward side and not head into town. That's because we still have the accident near Gulick Avenue. Tow trucks, we're waiting for them to arrive on scene. Traffic in the area, it's stop and go. We're slowing just after Kamehameha 4 Road. But if you did want to use Kalihi Street as an alternate, or even Pali Highway where the townbound contraflow is open, we're also clear there. We're looking much better in town. In fact, cleared out now. Middle Street merge out to Punoho and easy going on both Moanalua Freeway and the airport viaduct. No changes to the east Oahu, still light from Hawaii Kai, and from the west side wide open through the H1, H2 merge. That's the latest on your traffic. Let's send it to break. We'll be right back with more on Sunrise coming up next.
You're watching Hawaii News Now Sunrise.
All right, 8:24. You knew the day was coming. After 95 years, St. Francis School is now closed, and now you can have a piece of history. And we have St. Francis School's president. We have Dr. Casey Asato and Gordon Tokishi. Let's talk a little bit more about the auction that's coming up. And you know, there's a lot of alumni out there, and I know that a lot of them, it's very sentimental, would like to have a piece of all of this, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, first of all, you know, of course, you know, we're heartbroken that the school is closing, but at the same time, you know, members of the community, alumni, can help the school, you know, sort of pay down its debts by purchasing items that are for sale in this auction, and we really do have everything for sale. So whether it be a clarinet or a camera or a tambourine or books, the school bus or the koi, it's all for sale. There's something for everyone there.
Even the Marianne Cope statue.
No, the statues are not for sale.
Okay, no, okay. Gordon, what are we looking at here?
These are some of the things that are available in the band room. There's literally something for everyone. Every single instrument that's in a normal concert band is available for purchase, you might be able to get lucky and get something for nothing. Some of these are quite pricey.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I would imagine.
You might get lucky.
So there's a couple of things that we're looking at here. There's sentimental value for people that maybe went to the school, but there's also just things that could be put to use in other classrooms, in other settings, I would imagine, like musical instruments, yeah.
You know, in addition to that, there's you know, things that you don't normally think of. Besides instruments, there's things like music stands. There's an entire box of recorders.
Oh, wow.
So if you're a general music person, you know, you might be able to get a good deal on something like that, you know. So, you know, come out, check it out. You might get lucky.
Yeah. Have you guys kind of ballparked what you're looking at financially as far as what you might
Don't know
be able to
yet.
make?
You know, of course, the auction starts on the 17th, goes to the 23rd, but there's items that are being uploaded daily, and people have already begun to actually bid on the items, even though the auction hasn't officially started.
Yeah. Have either of you heard anything from alumni and just kind of like a coming together after, you know, maybe some healing after it's been so long and there's so many people that are obviously attached to the school?
I got in contact with actually an alumni got in contact with me, whose daughter was starting the trumpet and wanted to make a bid on a trumpet just for sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
Just to have a piece of history.
Yeah.
You know, so that was interesting to get that message.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. All right, so obviously we want to make sure that everybody knows when this is coming up. Give us the information, Doctor.
So the 17th to the 23rd, on the 21st and 22nd, people can come by and preview the items that they bid on, just to make sure, like, oh yeah, this does work.
Yeah.
And then pickup will be the following week.
Yeah.
Now, because there are so many items, we have to have a second auction.
Right.
So that'll be for all items in Marion Hall. That'll be on the 7th of July.
Yeah.
That'll end on that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gordon, Dr. Osato, we appreciate your time.
Thank
all right.
you.
If you want more information, go to our website, hawaiinewsnow.com. We'll be right back after this.
From across the islands on K5, this is your source for breaking news in the morning. Hawaii News Now Sunrise.
Okay, see, now that's what you're supposed to be doing when you're out there on Maui and enjoying the weather. Sheesh, guy. Is this, you trying to work on the digestion after all the eating you did this morning?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, Steve. But really what I'm doing is having an overall tan. My eyes are closed because I need to tan my eyelids.
Okay.
Right?
Okay,
Right? I got to do it. Yeah. Anyway, we are in for a gorgeous day here on Maui, at least the south side. It is cloudless and it is very hot. Make sure if you do what I'm doing, prepare, load up the sunblock, drink a lot of water. And if you're going out into the surf, we are expecting a building south-southwest swell. Here are the numbers. It's going to get bigger by tonight. Not so much today. It's not going to be 6 to 10 feet today, but it's going to be 6 to 10 feet by tonight for South Shores. West Shores 5 to 8. North Shores 2 to 3. We are expecting a North Shore boost coming in over the weekend too. So county by county, we'll see as far as the numbers go. That's what we are expecting. Again, more energy is due in starting tonight, and the country is going to get that energy by the weekend. So we're going to see similar conditions today all across the state. Lots of sunshine, high temperatures for the leeward sides, a few windward and Mauka showers in the overnight and early morning hours, and high temperatures running to around 90 degrees. In fact, here in South Maui, I'm sure it's already in the upper 80s. At least it feels like that. The good thing is the trade winds are expected to kind of pick up, and that would help us to deal with the humidity. And the humidity is going to be an issue too. All the more reason the swimming pool is right there, the ocean's right there. Lacey, you do your best to get out here because it's going to do you a world of good.
I think Billy needs to pick up the pace, don't you think, Steve?
Yeah,
the
I
fan.
know. Come on,
a little
faster.
Yeah, it's kind of hot out there. There you go. That's
yeah. Speed it up. Thank you. There we go. Yeah.
Great job out there, guys.
The life.
Great job out there and great food. Let's take a look here in Honolulu. We got a new accident. This is on King Street at Victoria, right at the entrance to the Blaisdell. They got the right lane blocked off. HPD and EMS are on scene. Traffic flow, it's still light. We're still able to pass in multiple left lanes. So again, as you're traveling through this area right at the Blaisdell, the right eastbound lane blocked off on King Street at Victoria. As far as alternate routes, you may want to drop down to Kapi'olani Boulevard or Nimitz to Ala Moana Boulevard is looking good there. Freeway even much better, clearer here through Kalihi and out to Punoho, no slowdowns. From East Oahu, it's light, and from West Oahu, easy going through the H1, H2 merge. Let's send things back to Steve.
All right, thanks, Lacey. 8:33 right now. Honolulu police have opened a negligent injury investigation after a tow truck plowed into at least 10 vehicles in Kaneohe, and they say speed appears to be a factor in the crash. The collision happened on Kahikili Highway on the off-ramp from Likelike Highway yesterday afternoon. Police say a 52-year-old woman was driving a tow truck and may have been on her cell phone. She says the brakes failed. Police say 4 people were hurt. A 31-year-old man was in critical condition. A 58-year-old woman was seriously hurt, and an 86-year-old woman and a 70-year-old woman were listed in good condition. In Kailua, residents are raising concerns about 2 pedestrian crashes in 2 nights on Oneava Street in Kailua. One happened Tuesday night near the 7-Eleven. The night before that, a woman was seriously injured crossing the street. Nearby residents say pedestrian crashes happen almost daily because of drivers speeding down that street.
Something has to be done because we've lived here since 2005 and we can hear them, the cars just screeching down the road, and you know that they're going really fast, and you see children walking in the afternoon.
If I'm walking through a crosswalk, it's not uncommon for a car to come right up almost into the lines as I'm walking through. I think what would help is pedestrian lighting in the crosswalks. You might see it in inner city or bigger cities, but they have like the light ups. You press the button and the cross will actually light up as pedestrians are walking through. I think that would definitely help.
Residents say they don't want to see speed bumps or traffic lights, but hope to see speed traps in the near future. 8:35 right now. Time to check in with the guys on Maui. Good morning.
Good morning!
Yes, for the 20th Annual Maui Film Festival, it is sunrise
on the road! And now that everyone is up at the Fairmont Kealani. Sorry.
No.
Yes.
Yesterday was a lot of fun, opening night, and it's nice to be able to talk to the stars.
Oh, yes. And there are so many who are going to be out here on Maui for the Maui Film Festival as it celebrates its 20th year. We're going to have the opportunity, in fact, later tonight to speak with the organizer about how he came up with this incredible idea 2 decades ago. But from Paul Rudd to Sofia Vergara, Aquafina, Gina Rodriguez, the stars are shining brightly on Maui.
Don't forget Olivia Wilde.
Oh, that's right. We have not mentioned her yet this morning.
Why not?
She's a personal favorite of Guy's. We're very sorry.
But
please accept our apologies.
But Paul Rudd, we talked to him. Look. Thank you very much. Actor Paul Rudd, who currently stars in Marvel's Avengers Endgame, he is going to be honored with an amazing award, the Nova Award, here at the 2019 Maui Film Festival, and he joins us now. Nice to have you with us.
Great to be here. Thank you very much.
First of all, when did you get into Hawaii, and are you enjoying yourself?
Well, I got in about 2 days ago, and yes, I'm enjoying myself a lot. I've already been all over Maui.
Nice.
Rode to Hana yesterday, came back, we took a hike, went swimming. I'm here with my kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to have the family with you here?
Yes. I've been to Maui a few times, but this is the first time that we've been able to bring our children. The first time we were here, they weren't born yet. First time we were here, actually, my wife and I were still dating. And so this place has always been very special to us. And now we're kind of showing our kids some of the places that we've been in vacations past.
You're being given the Nova Award, and how do you feel, and how does it make you feel to get this award this evening?
It's all very overwhelming. To be given anything when I get to do this as a job, which is such a fun job, and then in this setting that I was invited here, this is all too much. It makes no sense. I'll take it.
Yes.
I'm fine with it, but I don't deserve it.
You know, with all the things that you do, everything from comedian to acting to theater to everything you've done, it seems that there's always a passion there for you, even with the Kansas City teams that you've supported over the years. So
That's true.
Is that the mantra that you use to what you're going to do next?
Well, I always want to try and do something that I would want to see, and I always have to believe in it in some way. I want to be excited by it. If I have to go to work and I'm just not excited by it, it's very grueling for me for a few months. It beats me up just mentally and spiritually and emotionally. I just can't handle it. They don't always turn out as great as I'd hoped, but when I go in, I'm really hoping, and I've been able to sustain a career and be just as excited about the work and about what it is that I do over the course of a couple of decades now. And that does equal probably the same amount of passion I have for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Royals too.
Let's talk about for a couple of moments Ant-Man. There's obvious excitement on that. As a matter of fact, you've come out and said that I believe this week that you would actually love it if people campaigned for the next Ant-Man movie.
You know, this was a funny thing. I think I said some kind of throwaway comment to somebody who was asking me questions, and I made a joke. Oh yeah, right to the brass. It might have been in keeping in the conversation we were having earlier, but no, I didn't mean for people to do that.
Oh, okay.
And they started, and I saw these stories. People are like, "Do you really want people to write to Disney?" I said, "No. I don't mean that at all." But I am excited about the idea of doing another Ant-Man. That's
so
for sure.
if Disney comes forward with another offer, you'd definitely take a look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is stuff that we've talked about kind of ever since the first one, and then we worked on the second one. We had been talking about what we would do for a third one. So these are conversations that are constantly going, but I don't know as far as when and how and if, and they're kind of figuring out their slate as well.
You know, you've done Ant-Man, and there are other roles that you've done throughout the years, whether it be on shows like Friends or even Anchorman, which for a lot of us in the news business is really something that we just were like, wow. Is there any role that you haven't played yet that you would love to play?
There's no one role in particular. Sometimes I suppose with theater, when I was I'd always imagined, oh well, these are the great roles. I always loved the role of Cyrano. I thought it was a great role for an actor, and perhaps down the road I would try and do that. But but there's no real role more than there is, I suppose, the genre or the type of project. And I would certainly like to do things that I haven't done yet and been able to do, and maybe some more dramatic things.
Whatever you've done, it seems whatever you've touched, you've done it with such exuberance and energy, and we are so appreciative that you're here to accept the award at the Maui Film Festival.
Well, not as appreciative as I am to be here to accept that award and to be welcomed by all of you. Thank you.
Getting time to spend with his family. It's Paul Rudd here on the island of Maui. Celebration night as he gets the Nova Award. And of course, he got that award on stage last night, as you can see here, and he was just as gracious and funny and as awesome as he was in that interview.
You know, it was really fun to hear him last night in accepting the Nova Award talk about the roles that he enjoyed the most. Of course, he mentioned being a part now of Ant-Man and the Marvel Universe and what that means to him. But he also talked about his role, not just in Anchorman. He said one of his favorites was I Love You Man, which, as we know, is about this epic bromance. And we managed to capture a little romantic moment between Paul Rudd and our very own Joel. I've never seen our photographer look more gleeful in his life. And this was just a really cute moment between the two of them in which they were sharing their fangirling over the Marvel Universe and Ant-Man.
Was Joel blushing?
Oh, like a bride.
Yeah, he was,
like
he
a
was
bride.
blushing. He was blushing.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's hard for somebody of Joel's skin tone to blush. You know, but I could see him. I could see him glowing there.
There you go. It's all part of the 20th annual Maui Film Festival. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more. You're watching Sunrise
on the road
from the island of Maui.